Hey there, amazing listeners. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Transform Yourself, the podcast that's all about empowering you to shed those stubborn pounds. We are your hosts, Kacy and Tyler. You know me as the Calorie Deficit Queen. We have lost a collective 130 pounds. We use the 4 M's of fitness, mind shift, meal shift, micro habits, and muscle building to create an attainable and sustainable approach to weight loss. So whether you are a fitness enthusiast, a beginner, maybe you're just curious about making positive changes, Transform Yourself is your go-to source for inspiration, information, and practical strategies built around the 4 M's of fitness. You might have noticed I took the word motivation out of my intro. Well, I've decided to do that because I'm constantly
You're constantly saying it's
telling my clients that motivation is kind of bullshit, and it is. You shouldn't rely on it. And I thought, if that's the truth, I really need to take the word motivation out of my intro.
Okay, to not dive in too deep, why is motivation BS?
Because you can't, it's unreliable. Motivation,
it's fleeting.
If you only worked out when you felt motivated to work out, if I only worked out when I felt motivated to work out, I probably wouldn't work out that often, and therefore I wouldn't be consistent, and therefore I wouldn't have the results that I have. If I only, went on walks when I felt motivated, then I probably wouldn't be consistent with that either. So we can't rely on motivation. Motivation is a feeling, and you can't rely on feelings.
It's like with your job. If you only showed up to work when you felt like showing up to work, you probably wouldn't have a successful career. And if you only show up to whatever the weight loss or the weight gain athletic endeavor you're trying to go after when you felt like it, well, then you're never going to be successful either. So
I'm changing my intro. It doesn't rhyme. I get it. But you know what? I feel like
you can keep working on it.
Yeah. Maybe
this doesn't have to be the last one ever,
right?
You can pick you can find a new word.
Maybe next week I'll have a different word. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It'll be evolution of the intro. Today we are diving into one of my favorite topics of Form Fit. It is the first M. The first M is mind shift. Listen. You could have the perfect meal plan. You could have the perfect workout split, perfect morning routine, evening routine. But if your mind is not in the right place, only a matter of time before you sabotage all those perfect plans. So today we're going to talk about 5 common thinking traps that can absolutely wreck your progress. And we're going to talk about mind shifts for each one of them. So grab your coffee, walking shoes, notebook, whatever it is. So by the end of this episode, you're going to know exactly where your mindset might be holding you back. And listen, I've been coaching now for about 3 years. And after 3 years of consistently coaching women over 40 in fat loss, I can tell you it's always the mindset that sabotages the sustainability of fat loss. You can get to fat loss with diet and exercise alone, but you cannot get sustainable fat loss without the right mind shift. Mm-hmm. So here we go. Number 1, it's the all or nothing thinking mindset. So we're going to start with the biggest one, the biggest sabotaging thought, and that's all or nothing thinking. If you've ever said to yourself, well, I already blew it today, I'll just start over Monday. Yeah. Congratulations, you are an all or nothing thinker.
It's hard not to be.
It's really hard.
I feel like it's almost like kind of baked into your operating system.
It is. It's for sure. I am a recovering all or nothing thinker. It still creeps into my thoughts even now. But I have to recognize it. I'm better. I'm better now at recognizing it. Whereas before, I never recognized it.
So do you think that, because and I know we've talked about this not not pod related, just in our life this week about sitting with disappointment. Do you think that maybe they're maybe not the same, but like cousins? Because it's like if I can only have one cookie, I want to have 100 cookies. Like, I don't know. Like, do you see what I'm saying? Like,
well, everybody, I can tell you, I feel like when people who love cookies, or fill in the blank with whatever it is for you, it might be pizza, it might be a baguette, right? Whatever it is that you love, of course, you're going to want to have more of it without the repercussions of the more.
Yeah.
And it's just about being able to moderate ourselves. But I think it's the same thing of kids being able to moderate, their time in front of the TV. If you would let our kids watch TV, they would do it all day. They'd do it all day because they don't know yet how to moderate that. But that's true for, I think, anything in life.
I think that's like a skill that people just we don't learn anymore.
It has to be a taught skill.
No, I get it. But I think also society, like us having
everything at our hands.
Yeah, basically everything's unlimited. Everything's super cheap, relatively speaking.
I would say, what's cheap? Nothing's cheap.
I'm just saying, like,
groceries aren't cheap.
No, but it's cheaper now. Like, you don't have the access to like an infinite grocery store the way you do today versus like your great grandparents would have. Like, everything is like chocolate to them was like an actual luxury because it was very expensive, very hard to get. Here, it's like you can go to any gas station and have some person just sell you an infinite amount.
Right. Except for that Dubai chocolate. That Dubai chocolate is so expensive. Ridiculous. just saying.
I see all that everywhere, and it seems like
it's
a fad.
gross. I tried it the other day when I was in New Jersey. A guy at the Jersey Shore, he had some Dubai chocolate that he was selling in his t-shirt shop, and
sounds legit.
True story.
Sounds legit.
Right. And so
what does it take?
I was in there with a group of women, and he just got out this chocolate bar and started handing out pieces of Dubai chocolate to us. I tried it. I tried more than it was good because it had chocolate on it, but that's the only reason it was good. The inside was pistachio crunchy type. I don't know. It was a pistachio crunchy mess, but I think the pistachio crunchy would have been good on its own.
So it's just
without the chocolate. The chocolate would be good on its own, but I think the mix of the two was just not good for me. I didn't like it.
Is Dubai known for pistachios?
Good. You got me. I don't know. Okay. I don't know enough about Dubai. We have completely gone left field. Let's go right back to all or nothing thinking.
I like pistachio talk. Pistachio pod. Let's start a new pod.
The pistachio pod. Only for people who like pistachios.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to read some examples of all or nothing thoughts, and I want you to count how many that you identify with. Here we go. Thought number 1. If I cannot hit my macros perfectly, why even log? And it doesn't have to be the word macros. If I can't hit my calories perfectly, why should I even log? If I missed a workout, the weekend or the week's been completely ruined. I'll just miss the rest of the week. If I can't do it 100%, then it doesn't count. Or how about if I can't go to the gym today because my schedule doesn't allow it, I just won't work out. Mm-hmm. If I had one cookie, I might as well eat the rest.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I get it. I think that's probably the food one. Like, I've already
messed up.
Yeah,
already ate
had
the pizza.
I already had pizza. Might as well have
ice cream on top of it. Yeah.
Like I had a donut this morning.
You did?
I did. June got me up at 6:30. We went and got donuts.
Oh.
But, I had one donut, and I'm going to stay on track. I'm not going to go wild the rest of the day. I'm not going to just have cake.
You. Was it a delicious donut?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Well, what kind of donut was it? I want to know.
Old-fashioned maple.
Ooh, old-fashioned maple.
It's kind of like a more cakey one.
I'm a blueberry cake donut person. Love those. Moving on.
If they combine the two.
Old-fashioned maple with blueberry, you think you'd like it?
Yeah, I think that sounds legit.
Okay.
Anyway.
So if any of those statements sound familiar, then you might be an all or nothing thinker. All or nothing thinking is what convinces you that partial effort doesn't matter. But the truth is that consistency beats perfection every single time. If you hit your goals 80% of the time, you will still make progress. We actually do this inside the Form Fit program. I look at schedules of my clients. Right now, I have a client Liz, I'm looking at her October schedule to really dial in her consistency. And we're trying to get her to about 85 to 90% consistency by not aiming for perfection, but saying, okay, here we are. Let's do a little math. Let's figure this out. If you want to wait and, only stay on plan, if you're going to be 100%, you're going to stay stuck forever. If you're going to say, you know what, I'm not even going to start this diet because I'm not ready to work out 5 times a week. And I just don't have time to go on a walk every day. And I don't want to give up all carbs. You are an all or nothing thinker. If you think you have to do all of those things to get to your goal weight, first of all, you're wrong. But you are also falling directly into this trap. So instead of all or nothing thinking, I want you to start thinking always something. So instead of all or nothing, always something. Maybe you can't do a full workout, but could you still do 10 minutes of a workout? And I know what you're thinking. You're like, but why? That doesn't even count. Yes, it does. It does count. It means you get showed up. Credit. Yeah. Right? It does count.
Ideally, yeah, of course. We'd love to live in a world where you can hit every meal perfect and every workout just crushing it out at all, every single turn. But that's not reality. That's not life. You're going to get sick. Your kids are going to get sick. You're going to stay up late. You're going to, you're going to do stupid, you're going to make bad decisions on Thursday night. They're going to affect Friday morning.
Yep.
That's going to happen. And so don't kill yourself. Just do what you can.
Right.
And get back on track.
And listen, maybe your dinner wasn't perfect, but you can stop at one dessert. I just want my clients and you to aim for progress, not perfection every time. And that is a mind shift. Number 2, living in the past. Let's talk about the second mindset, living in the past. That's going to sabotage you. So here we go with some example thoughts. Again, I want you to count how many that you identify with. Number 1, I used to be so disciplined. Number 2, I was so much thinner before menopause. Number 3,
I feel that one.
I've failed so many times. Why would this be different? Number 4, I cannot believe I let myself go. Number 5, I wish I could just go back to the old me. Now, here's the cool thing. Everything that I just read to you, I would say that I hear these statements the most in the very first meeting that I have with women. The very first time you ever hop on a Zoom with me, if you're going to be a one-on-one client, you're going to hop on a Zoom with me because I want to know you're a right fit for the program. So many women immediately go right into, I used to be an athlete and I used to be so disciplined. I used to be so fit. And they love to tell me about how 5 years ago, 10 years ago, they were the most fit selves and they wish they could just go back to the old them. Mm-hmm. Here's the deal. You can't live in the past. You can't wish you were in the past. We can only use the data that we have right now. If you're living there in the past, you're going to drag guilt and comparison into your present, and that is going to steal power for you to be able to take action today. So you don't want to do that to yourself. You can't recreate your 30-year-old body, but you can create the strongest, healthiest version of yourself right now. I tell my clients this, you're not starting over, you are starting wiser, right? Because we are wiser now, ladies. Let go of that version of yourself that you're mourning. She served you back then. I get it. but she is not the one who is going to get you where you are going next. We have to let go and start taking action with where we are right now, today, and that is a mind shift.
Yeah, like if you're sitting there mourning your physiology from when you were 23 years old, no amount of crying is going to fix that.
That's not going to help. You're going to stay stuck in the past.
You're going to stay stuck in it, and it's actually just going to drag you down.
That's exactly right. That's a mind shift. Exactly. And so we have to stop looking at our past self, stop mourning that last person, and start identifying as our new selves and looking forward.
Yeah.
Stop looking in the rearview mirror, ladies. Next up, number 3, the scarcity mindset around food. This one is a sneaky one. And here are the 5 statements that you might identify with if you have a scarcity mindset. Number 1, oh, I better eat all of this now because I start my diet on Monday. I mean, we've done that, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone has. That's
yeah,
a very normal feeling.
Oh, I mean, I've had women on Zooms tell me.
It's like, I'm eating ice cream
I went out to
and
eat.
Doritos because I'm getting out of the way.
Yeah, got to get all this out of the way so I can start on Monday because...
like Lent. Like, I got to get all my sin out of my system.
Number 2, I don't trust myself to have cookies in the house. Number 3, I'll never be able to eat this again. Number 4, well, if it's here, I might as well finish it.
Yeah.
Number 5, healthy eating, that means I have to miss out. So all of those thoughts, listen, here's the thing. I'm not immune to any of this. I've had every single one of these thoughts in my life, and some of them still try to creep in. Scarcity thinking turns into food being a moral issue, food being good or bad. And when food feels off limits, it becomes more powerful than it actually is. And when you tell yourself that you cannot have something, your brain literally wants more of it. That's what happens, y'all. And then what happens? You break the rule and then you eat all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you need proof of this, roll back the timeline to 2020.
Yep.
And think about how toilet paper, everyone freaked out that because you saw someone somewhere, there was a patient 0 somewhere in the United States that saw someone with like 3 things of toilet paper in their cart at the beginning of the pandy. And then the next person goes, oh my God, I need to buy more. And then it's like a virus. Then literally like kind of like a virus, pardon the pun, where, yeah, everyone didn't, they start buying it.
Scarcity mindset around toilet paper,
hoarding,
right?
And it's like, there's no reason. It's not, it's like, you don't need extra toilet paper to deal with this. Like, it's not that kind of a disease. Like, you're going to be okay. And you know what? If you had to, you could take a shower.
I mean, this is true. That's a good point. So, yeah, I mean, listen, ladies, if you're telling yourself, I'm going on a diet on Monday, I better eat all the pizza now because I can never have pizza again. Or I'm going on a diet on Monday, I can never have sugar. I'm going to quit all sugar. So I'm going to eat all the cookies in the house. Then when you finally do break that rule and you have 1 cookie, you're going to eat all the cookies and you're going to feel really guilty. And this is a self-fulfilling, sabotaging loop that you have put yourself in based on your thoughts.
Yeah.
The antidote to this, y'all, is permission with boundaries. You can eat any food, but not every food in unlimited amounts. You just have to eat with boundaries. When you start to see food not as good or bad, but as neutral, as fuel, possibly, enjoyment, connection, you take the emotional charge out of eating. And that is where food freedom lives. And listen, I am self-admittedly working on this scarcity mindset with a very specific food. It's not ice cream because I have plenty of that. Do you know what food I'm talking about that I have scarcity mindset with?
Chocolate?
No. I have chocolate in the house.
So it's not ice cream or chocolate?
No, it is not. Because I can have chocolate in the house and not eat it.
Oh, creamer for pumpkin spice creamer?
No, it's peanut butter.
Oh, peanut butter. Okay.
And I would say that you also have that scarcity mindset with peanut butter. I don't know. Maybe you don't.
No, it's just a full blown addiction.
So
like it's like.
Listen, I admit it that I don't keep peanut butter. Y'all have heard me say it. I don't keep it in the house because I don't trust myself not to eat it by the spoonful. And when I say spoonful, I mean like giant spoonful. And so that right there is a scarcity mindset. It is something that I need to work. It is.
I just don't think so if we had a jar of Jif peanut butter or whatever
deliciousness.
I mean, maybe I'm just not thinking about the right way, but I don't feel like I'm gorging on it because I'm trying to understand.
Do you feel like you would, when we do have, there's been moments we've bought peanut butter for different recipes.
Yeah.
And the jar goes fairly quickly. Why? Tell me why.
Because I stand there and I eat it with a spoon.
Okay. And why do you do that?
Because it's delicious.
But what thought do you have that makes you do that?
Must have more. I guess it is. It's
do you have the thought that's like, oh, this isn't going to be here forever, and I better eat it before Kacy, or like I got to eat this because we're not going to do this again for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have any of those thoughts is.
But if you also
scarcity mindset.
Yeah, I guess if you think about it, like in terms of, 100, 200, 300, 500 years ago, if there was food there, you needed to eat it because it might not be there.
I mean, this is true. That's true for them, but that's not true for us.
No, I'm saying like that's not true in modern society. So like I think you need to recognize that part of this is, there's the nature and a nurture part of it.
Yes.
You just have to tell that voice in your head to shut up. I mean, you just got to know what they're saying, know where it's coming from.
Now, having said this about my own personal, I need to work on my scarcity mindset with peanut butter. Having said that, when I have a new client to Form Fit, I do often offer the advice that if they have something that they have a hard time saying no to, not to buy it, not to put it in their house. Because if it's not in your house, you're not going to be triggered to eat it, right? I know that ultimately we need to work on the scarcity mindset and food freedom, but that is something that takes time. And so we work towards doing that over time. But for the short term, I ask the client to not put the triggering food in their house. And then for the long term, we work towards food freedom and building trust within ourselves and around food. And that is a mind shift.
That's interesting, I guess. I don't have the same reaction to chicken, maple syrup, or butter the same way I do to peanut butter. Like, true. I wouldn't go like crack the fridge open and like, I'm going to take off me a dollop of salted cream butter. You'd never do that.
That's true.
You'd never do like shots of maple syrup, but like, I'm sure a lot of people will stand there in the pantry with a spoon, hammer in 900 calories for not that much peanut butter.
Right. Number 4, shame-based thinking. All right. So number 4 is shame-based thoughts, and this one runs deep. And here are some statements that you might identify with. So take this scenario. You look in the mirror, maybe you're squeezing a roll of fat, and you're thinking, ugh, I'm disgusting. Number 2, you eat that cookie or the peanut butter that you said you weren't going to have. And you think to yourself, I should know better by now. Number 3, everyone else can do this. What is wrong with me? Number 4, you're looking at yourself and you're like, in your head, and you're saying, I'm so embarrassed by how I look. Number 5, I just don't deserve to feel confident until I lose the weight. And all of these statements, they make me sad, but I can tell you that these are real statements. I can tell you that I've had many of these thoughts. And shame is heavy. And when you carry it, you start making decisions from self-punishment instead of self-respect. You start over-restricting, over-exercising, and then you binge and give up. So shame-based thoughts are actually tied to all or nothing thinking, by the way. You're going to chase worthiness instead of progress. So here's the truth. You cannot hate yourself into a body that you're going to love. You have to start treating yourself like someone you're taking care of, not someone you're trying to fix. Let me say that again. Start treating yourself and your body like something and someone you're trying to take care of, not something you're trying to fix. Start asking yourself, what would a healthy, confident version of me do right now? And do that. Take action, one tiny, small action, and count it as a win, and start stacking those wins. Even if you don't feel like that confident version of yourself, it's okay. That's not going to happen overnight. I get that, ladies. But I want you to pick one tiny, tiny small thing. It could be 5 minutes. It could be getting in the grocery store and buying some apples. It could be going on a 5-minute walk. It could be drinking 32 ounces of water. Something small, stack the wins, and that is how you become a more confident version of yourself. So, shame-based thoughts, again, these are things that take time, but over time, we work on them in FormFit. And number five is emotional eating. And this one hits all of us because we all have emotions, right? And it doesn't have to be sad eating, y'all. It could be happy eating. It could be overwhelmed eating. It could be boredom eating. So here's what these sound like. See if these resonate with you. I deserve this. It's been a hard day.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like you used to really have that one.
Like, I think there's probably a lot of people who think this on, like, Friday afternoons.
It's been such a hard week.
It's been a hard week.
I deserve this bottle of wine.
I need some wine with my girlfriend so we can talk about our husband.
Why did you become Southern right there?
I don't know. But, yeah, like, I definitely identify with that.
Yeah. You might say, I just need something sweet so I can feel better. Or this glass of wine is just going to take the edge off. I need to take the edge off right now. Mm-hmm. Or I'll deal with it tomorrow, right? I'll eat this now. I'll deal with it tomorrow.
This is
right?
tomorrow me's problem.
Yeah. Right.
Not today me's going to enjoy this.
So the problem, emotional eating, it solves nothing, y'all. It just gives you a 5-minute escape.
It's an excuse.
It gives you that. It's an escape followed by a guilt hangover.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you're like, I shouldn't have eaten 3 bags of peanut M&Ms. Like,
in a matter of minutes. Yeah. And you're not weak for wanting comfort, right? So you're not weak for wanting to be comforted from your emotions. You are human. We all have emotions, right? But you have to start building new ways to regulate that emotion, whether it is the overwhelmed, the tired, the bored, the anxiety. You have to regulate those emotions with strategies that don't involve food. That might mean journaling or walking or texting a friend or just allowing the emotion to exist without trying to smother it. Y'all, you're smothering your emotions with food. You have to let the emotion exist. You have to name it. Decide what is the emotion that you're feeling. I can tell you right now, I already know the emotions that trigger eating for me. And for me, it's overwhelm. Overwhelm has always been one of mine, especially when I feel very overwhelmed by work, too much on my plate.
You want to put a lot of other stuff on your plate.
Right? I head for the sugar, right? But that is something that I work on and I recognize. The goal isn't to never, ever eat emotionally again. It's to start noticing why you're eating before you reach for the food. You have to start noticing it first. And when you slow down, there's going to be a pause. There's going to be a pause between feeling and feeding. And that's what we need. We need there to be some kind of break in the link between your feelings and your feeding. And when you start to pause right there in between those two, you're going to take the power back. And that is a mind shift. So let's recap the 5 thought patterns that sabotage fat loss. Number 1 was all or nothing thinking, believing that you have to be perfect. Number 2 is living in the past, carrying the old stories that don't serve you. Number 3 is scarcity mindset, fearing food or future restriction. Number 4, shame-based thoughts, attaching your worth to your weight. Number 5, emotional eating, using food to numb yourself instead of nourish yourself. And if you recognize yourself in any of these or all of these, you are not broken. You're not broken. You just have to become aware. And awareness is step 1. It really is. It just becoming aware of this and recognizing these thoughts is the first step. And here's the cool thing, y'all. I am currently, next week, I'm working on a brand new digital course that will be inside my app that's going to walk you through all 4 M's of fitness: mind shift, meal shift, micro habits, and muscle building. And in the mind shift section of my newest course, you will take a quiz at the beginning, and it's going to pinpoint your personal sabotaging thoughts for you. And here's the coolest part. After you pinpoint where you sabotage yourself, with which thoughts you sabotage yourself, I'm going to give you real strategies and real steps to help you reframe those thoughts and rewrite how you speak to yourself and rewire your brain. So if you're an all or nothing thinker, if you take that quiz and you realize, ooh, I'm an all or nothing thinker for sure, here's the hope. The good news, you're going to learn to embrace flexibility. As part of the program, you're going to discover how progress happens in the middle, not in the extremes. And that is where lasting results live. If you find out that you're living in the past, in my program, you're going to learn how to let go of past failures and write a new story. Your past does not define you, and change is possible when you shift your mindset. And with a scarcity mindset, if you have scarcity mindset, you're going to learn how to create abundance with food. I have strategies for that. Knowing that food will always be there. You can have it without having the urgency in your brain. And that's going to shift your brain back to calm, control, and consistency in your eating. So we're going to work towards food freedom. If you have shame-based thoughts, the program is going to teach you self-compassion. It's going to teach you how to separate your worth from your choices. And when shame starts to lift, change starts to feel lighter and doable. And then finally, emotional eating. In the program, you're going to learn tools to manage emotions without relying on food. It doesn't mean eliminating comfort. It just means building healthier ways to care for yourself that supports your results. So not only in my new program are you going to take a quiz to find out and pinpoint exactly where your sabotaging thoughts are, we are also going to walk you through, okay, if this is where you have sabotaging thoughts, here is how you can work towards a solution that supports results. When you start to shift your thoughts even slightly, your habits, they're going to follow. And you don't need a new diet. You need a new way of thinking about yourself and thinking about your choices. When your mind shifts, everything else starts to follow. And I am thrilled about the evolution of my new course. I even had the opportunity in the last month to Zoom with 2 different focus groups of women. And I had 2 different focus groups of women in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, and I dug into their biggest struggles and what they needed most. And those are the things that I am planting inside of my course. So stay tuned to both of my Instagram pages, the Calorie Deficit Queen and Form Fit with the number 4, letter M, FIT _. Those are my handles on Instagram. I am set to launch this course by the end of the year. And if you're ready to go deeper into these mind shifts and you're ready right now, Mind Shift Meal Shift Microhabits and muscle building, I do have a few one-on-one coaching spots open. Head right to thecaloriedeficitqueen.com, click on the coaching tab, and you can apply for coaching. Thank you for joining us on another episode of Transform Yourself. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, leave a review, share the love. And until next time, keep shining, keep smiling, and keep transforming yourself.
Adios.